empty storefronts where million-dollar businesses once thrived, locals priced out of neighborhoods they built for generations, and corporate boardrooms deciding the fate of America's playground from thousands of miles away. The Strip wasn't just entertainment, it was a systematic extraction machine. This is where dreams became commodities, communities became profit margins, and the city that never sleeps started dying in broad daylight. As a former Vegas hospitality industry insider who worked with local business owners, casino management, and city planning committees for over a decade, I've witnessed the transformation firsthand. I've seen the internal reports, sat in closed-door meetings, and watched as corporate consolidation transformed America's most unique city into a sanitized profit center. What's happening in Vegas isn't just about one city. It's a blueprint being replicated across America. How corporate interests systematically extract wealth from local communities while marketing it as progress and modernization. Today, I'm revealing 5 specific ways corporate consolidation has hollowed out Vegas, backed by data from city records, local business owners, and residents who've watched their hometown disappear. By the end, you'll understand how the Vegas model is coming to your city next. 1. The corporate takeover of local businesses. Over the past 2 decades, major casino corporations have systematically acquired and eliminated local competition across the Strip. Companies like MGM, Caesars, and other mega-corporations bought out family-owned casinos and restaurants that once gave Vegas its character. Local landmarks like the Sahara, Riviera, and dozens of mom-and-pop establishments were demolished or transformed beyond recognition. Where authentic local businesses once thrived, corporate chains now dominate the landscape. The numbers tell the story. City business licensing data shows that 60% of locally owned restaurants on the Strip closed between 2010 and 2020. Local Chamber of Commerce records reveal average lease rates increased 300% in prime areas as corporate landlords took control. Most telling is the ownership consolidation. Strip properties went from being owned by 20-plus different companies to just 3 major players controlling nearly everything. Take the Martinez family's Mexican restaurant that served casino workers and locals for 40 years. 3 generations built this business into a Vegas institution since 1980. When their building was acquired by a corporate landlord, their monthly rent tripled overnight from $8,000 to $25,000. Unable to pass these costs to their loyal working-class customers, they were forced to close. Today, their former location houses a generic chain restaurant you could find in any mall in America. This isn't just business evolution. It's calculated corporate consolidation that eliminates competition and authentic local culture. The goal? Maximize profit margins by creating predictable, branded experiences for tourists that can be standardized, optimized, and priced at whatever the market will bear. 2. The housing crisis that priced out the workforce. While tourism development transformed the Strip's skyline, it created an unsustainable housing market for the people who make Vegas run. Median home prices increased 400% between 2000 and 2023, while hospitality wages barely kept pace with inflation. Casino and hotel workers now can't afford to live anywhere near their workplaces. Meanwhile, short-term rental platforms have removed thousands of long-term housing units from the market. Nevada Housing Division reports paint a stark picture. The average casino worker earns about $35,000 annually, while the average home price sits at $450,000. Census data reveals 40% of hospitality workers commute over 45 minutes to their Strip jobs, with many traveling much further. An estimated 15,000 housing units have been converted to short-term rentals in residential neighborhoods, further squeezing supply. Maria's story illustrates this crisis perfectly. A cocktail waitress at a major Strip casino for 15 years, she used to live just 10 minutes from work. As rents skyrocketed, she was forced to move progressively further away, first to Henderson, then North Las Vegas, and finally to Pahrump. Today, she commutes 2 hours each way to serve drinks to tourists, and she's considering leaving Vegas entirely despite deep roots in the community. This isn't just gentrification, it's a fundamental economic disconnect. Tourism revenue has inflated property values far beyond local wage capacity, creating a service economy where workers quite literally can't afford to live in the city they serve. 3. The death of authentic Vegas culture. Perhaps the most profound loss has been the sanitization of Vegas's unique cultural identity. Corporate standardization has eliminated the authentic character that made the city special. Historic venues have been demolished for generic corporate developments, local entertainment replaced by corporate-produced shows, and areas like Fremont Street transformed beyond recognition. Historical Preservation Society records show that 80% of pre-1990 entertainment venues no longer exist. Cultural impact studies document local musician employment down 70%, as venues increasingly book only corporate acts or prepackaged productions. Even iconic Vegas institutions like traditional wedding chapels have been replaced by corporate wedding packages that look identical across properties. Tommy, a third-generation Vegas entertainer, experienced this firsthand. His family performed in local lounges and small venues for over 50 years, representing authentic Vegas entertainment. But as corporate venues took over, they stopped booking local talent in favor of nationally known acts or their own productions. After struggling to find work in his hometown, Tommy relocated to Reno. In his words, "Real Vegas died when the corporations took over. This isn't just nostalgia. It's the deliberate corporate homogenization of a once unique cultural landscape. The focus on predictable, branded experiences has eliminated the spontaneous, authentic culture that originally attracted visitors to Vegas in the first place." 4. The tourist extraction model. Vegas has fundamentally transformed from an entertainment destination to a systematic wealth extraction machine. Parking fees, resort fees, and hidden charges that didn't exist before corporate consolidation now add hundreds to every visit. Loss leader amenities that once kept locals engaged have disappeared. The entire pricing structure has shifted to maximize revenue per visitor rather than building loyalty and repeat business. Gaming commission revenue reports reveal average visitor spending has increased 250%, while visit satisfaction has decreased 30% over the past decade. Resort fees alone generate an estimated $3 billion annually across major properties, fees that didn't even exist 15 years ago. Meanwhile, local visitation to strip properties has plummeted 60% due to prohibitive pricing. The Johnson family experienced this shift directly. For 20 years, this local family visited strip shows and restaurants monthly, supporting the economy year-round, not just during tourist season. But the addition of parking fees, resort fees, and inflated prices made their tradition financially impossible to maintain. Today, they drive to California for entertainment and haven't visited the Strip in 3 years. This isn't just price adjustment. It's a fundamental shift in business philosophy. Corporate focus moved from building long-term customer relationships to maximizing immediate extraction from each visitor, treating them as one-time revenue sources rather than potential lifelong customers. 5. The ripple effect on the entire city. The corporatization of the Strip has sent damaging ripples throughout Vegas's broader economy and community. The local tax base has shifted dramatically toward tourism dependence, making the entire city vulnerable to economic shocks. Young professionals are leaving for more affordable cities with more diverse economies, and infrastructure strains under tourism demands without proportional local economic benefit. City budget reports show 70% of city revenue now depends on tourism taxes compared to 40% in 1990. Demographic studies indicate the population of college-educated residents aged 25 to 35 has declined 25% since 2015. Public services struggle while corporate properties continue receiving generous tax incentives to create jobs that often pay too little for workers to live nearby. Dr. Sarah Chen represents the human cost of this transformation. Born and raised in Vegas, she returned after medical school specifically to serve her community. Now, she can't afford housing near the hospital where she works, and her patients are leaving the area due to the rising cost of living. She's reluctantly accepted a position in Phoenix, explaining that Vegas chose tourists over residents. This isn't just economic change, it's community displacement. The corporate extraction model has created economic instability and social disruption that extends far beyond the Strip itself, fundamentally altering the city's fabric. The Vegas model isn't unique. It's a blueprint. Corporate consolidation, housing speculation, and tourist extraction are happening in cities across America. Understanding how Vegas locals lost their hometown helps you recognize when it's happening in yours. What happened in Vegas didn't stay in Vegas. It became the playbook for corporate America. From Austin to Nashville, the same extraction model is pricing out locals while marketing authenticity to tourists. The house always wins, but now the house isn't just the casino. It's the entire city. If you want to understand how your hometown might be next, you know where to find me.